here on Big Ten Today. I'm rejoined by Ashley Adamson. Get a few final thoughts on the week that was in week one. Ashley, you've covered Oregon for years with the Pac-12 networks. A lot of people expressing disappointment in the performance against Idaho, particularly with the offense. What did you take from it? How concerned are you about the Ducks?
Yeah, Oregon fans did not sleep all that well, Dave, on Saturday night. And look, I understand there was so much anticipation for this team this season, and the product that we saw on the field against Idaho didn't exactly live up to those expectations. But the biggest concern was the inability to run the ball. This is an offensive line that gave up 5 sacks total last year and the year before, and they gave up 3 in the first half. So will they run Dylan Gabriel a little bit more going forward, trying to get him out of the pocket? Maybe. Will Stein is a brilliant offensive mind. I believe in him. The biggest reason I am not concerned about the Ducks is there is not a better motivator in the country right now, to me, than Dan Lanning. He seems to always know exactly the right buttons to push. And sometimes it's easier to get players' attention when things don't go well. To that point, I don't know if you saw the O-line coach, Alik Terry, sporting a shirt that says 2.9 yards per carry Idaho yesterday at practice. So, this is not a staff or a locker room that shies away from the standard they've set. I'm curious to see how they come out against Boise.
Yeah, I am too. I think they'll be fine. But it is a little alarming that they didn't run the ball. Because one thing teams in this league do really well, they stop the run. So if you struggle against Idaho, It's going to be tough to run it against Ohio State. But again, teams can get better as the year goes on, as we know.
That's the goal.
I want to leave you with this, an under-the-radar performance that maybe didn't get talked about enough that you want to highlight.
Yeah, I'm going to get into real quick. I want to mention Mason Cobb again, the USC linebacker who got that 4th down stop against LSU and then had that game-stealing pick late. He and Eric Gentry just rolling guys up like burritos in that game. But my official under-the-radar performance, Dave, is surprisingly a quarterback, which usually QBs don't go under the radar. But Ethan Kaliakmanis at Rutgers didn't get a ton of attention in week one, and mostly because Kyle Monangai went off. But Ethan had 3 touchdowns, which could bode really well for Rutgers moving forward. He found 8 different receivers, 15 total completions, and matched his career high with 3 touchdown passes in the opener against Howard. So we're talking, again, small sample size, and there's a lot of football left to play, but I'm going to Ethan. How about you?
I'm going to go with Illinois' running backs. I thought Caden Fagan and Aiden Lawfrey were really good. Illinois last year, they lost Chase Brown. They had their lowest rushing average per game in 6 seasons. I thought they ran it absolutely great in their opener. Again, you consider the level of competition, but Fagan in particular, highly recruited kid, turned down Michigan, turned down Notre Dame, great size and power. I thought he was fantastic. He and Lawfrey, a really nice 1-2 punch. Speaking of 1-2 punches, this was fun, my friend.
Likewise, I can't wait to be back in studio with you this weekend.
Absolutely. We'll see you this weekend. Safe travels. Thanks so much for watching Big Ten Today.